All right. I just knocked this over on the way up here. Happy New Year, almost, y'all. Or Merry Christmas. I'm not sure. I think that this is Saturday. I'm fixing this, there. That I knocked this right off the thing. Okay. Hi, y'all. I'm trying to tighten this. I knocked this down as I was going live and it fell on the back of the table. All right, y'all. Hi, guys. Oh my God. Merry after freaking Christmas. Okay. All right, we're down. We're down for the count. We're down for the count. The cat's on the chair. I'm over here. The heater's off because I'm sweating. Why? Because I'm old. I sweat all the time. Okay. Oh my God. Hi, you guys. I know. I literally couldn't function. I was so tired all week. I didn't finish Christmas shopping till the night of Christmas Eve. Like I was that person in the store and the day before. So I was in 2 shopping centers 2 days before Christmas because I had some stuff, but then I'm like, oh, I forgot this. Oh, I forgot that. Oh, let me do this. Let me do that. So that is what I did. Oh, you guys. Yeah, I know. I have no idea. How is Luigi? I don't know. He's in the Fed prison. What did Brad Pitt do? I think he beat his wife, and I think his kids hate him, but we don't really know, Yeah, we don't really know what he did because we don't really know. We don't really care, and we don't really know. But he did something. Yeah, Merry Christmas, you guys. I don't know what everybody did. Yeah, I'm awake, finally. I had to stay home and answer your text questions this morning. I was so behind. Super sorry about that. I can't get to them all because I'm exhausted. And then you guys, some of you are so patient. You're like, you didn't answer my question from a month ago. I'm like, God, I'm a bitch. So yeah, anyway, that's so funny. So what did everybody do for Christmas? Feliz Navidad. Okay, Feliz Navidad. Okay, I'm having a great day. I just picked up my mail at the post box, both of them. So I haven't even opened them. I threw them in the car. Didn't participate. Yeah, I totally get it. I get why you wouldn't. I spent a good number of my teenage years not having Christmas, nowhere to go because I didn't live at home, with my family. And I didn't have anywhere to go. So yeah, there was a couple of years in there, 3 or 4, where I didn't spend Christmas with anybody. So I get it. I understand. You can't get a reading. Here comes the microphone. You can't get a reading because I'm not opening my books because y'all aren't going to drain the shit out of me by getting readings right now. I'm exhausted. I ate too much. I gained 5 pounds. How much did you? Oh, bronchitis. Take care of yourself. You got your period. Woo woo on Christmas Day. At least there was tons of sugar. I know I'm horrible when people ask for a reading. I'm like, don't ask me. It's like, hi, I want to be friends. Oh, can you perform? Jump, give me a reading. No, you can't. Not till I open my books. Oh, you gained 7. I gained 5. I got on the scale. And then when we were putting the turkey in the oven, I'm like, how many minutes do I put, how many hours or whatever do I cook this dumb turkey for? So John's like, step on my scale. Weigh the turkey with your weight. I'm like, you're not tricking me into the scale conversation. I will not be getting on the scale. I will never get on the scale. Anyway, that's what I did. I put the turkey on the scale. I'm like, good idea. I'm going to put the turkey on the scale. So on the scale, the turkey went, and it was 13.5 times. Yeah, when I open my books, I'm too tired right now. I'm exhausted. Yeah. You don't need a hiking club. Just go hiking. Yes, that fucking scale is a little bitch. It's like, hi, you've gained 10 pounds. You've gained 15 pounds. Bitch, you just gained 5 pounds from eating all the sugar cookies. Like, okay. Anyhow, yeah. So let's see what we did. Let's see, what did we do? I need to get on the scale. Well, now I'm on the scale. My scale. I'm not going on other people's scales because my kids, their scales weigh more. You know why? Because they like to gain weight. So they're always jumping and banging on the scale. And when they do that, it makes the scale break and go heavier. I'm not falling for it. I don't need to be suicidal. So there's that. But okay, so we did, I forget where I left off. We did Keithy's birthday party, even though Keithy obviously is not here, on the 18th of December. So the kids came, a whole group of kids, and some of the parents were in Vegas, some of the kids were at work, other kids were out of the area. And so we did that, and that was super fun. We had so much food there, and one of Keith's friends, Chris, he paid for the whole dinner. I threatened the waitress. I said, if one of these bitch kids comes up here and tries to pay for the bill, you are to come to me, get my credit card. And I tried to put it down. She's like, I can't keep track of it. So she took the money from one of the friends, and then I go over there. I'm like, how much is the bill? She goes, oh, that kid just took care of it. I'm like, pfft. So yeah, that was super nice. I mean, how generous, right? But I was like, oh my God, let me see, calibrate the scale, give a 3 pound grace. I can't even do 3 pound grace. Yeah, I got my nails done the day before Christmas. This is green chrome. Okay, so anyhow, yeah, they paid. It was last year, Kim paid, Jordan's mom, and this year she fought with Chris over paying. I'm like, listen, you bitches, get away. I want to pay because I want to take Keith's friends for dinner. They still haven't put the nameplate back on the bench. That is the city of Los Angeles. Okay. And so anyway, I'm going to tell a story. So here's my story. My story is on the day that Keith's birthday, some of the kids were there, and a lot of the kids were friends with some of my friends' grandson's friends. So Psychic Deanna has a grandson named Jesse. Anyway, some of Jesse's counterparts were at Keith's celebration of birthday. So Keith went to school with some of these kids, and they kind of like mixed groups of friends. Anyway, we were talking about little Jesse, and he's 31. We were talking about him at Keith's birthday party. These kids were like, blah, 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 chatter, chatter, chatter. And so we were talking, and they were saying, oh, I worked with him and this, that, and the other. Oh, hi, Jana Banana. And the next day, the 19th, Deanna told me how Jesse passed away. He passed away on the 19th. So we need your prayers for him, because poor Deanna and poor Jesse's family, his mom and his father and his little brothers. Anyway, Deanna found him early in the morning on the 19th, and he had passed away. He was 31. And so it's Bobby knows, because Bobby's been on the phone it was terrible. And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, because I'd just been talking to his mom the week before about him. And she was just saying, this, that, and the other. Yeah, he would have been 32 this coming year. And so the family needs prayers. The mom, the little babies, the 2 little boys, they're not babies. They're like, they're not teenagers yet, but they're little kids, and their big brother passed. The dad, the family, everybody who knows them. And we don't know, I say we, the family, I don't know, I'm not the family, but friends, but they don't know what happened. So anything you read online about it is not confirmed or not confirmed, because nobody knows. They make up shit, you know what I mean? People make up shit. And nobody has an idea until obviously Los Angeles coroner comes back with the information, which takes six weeks. So that is a month and 2 weeks to 3 months. I think Keith was like eight weeks, something like that. Anyway, you can look up Jesse's stuff. I got permission to say his stage name, but Jesse's stage name was Say So the Mac. So you can look him up. He's a local rapper, and obviously the grandson and a kid. I call him a kid because he's my kid's age. So he's just a kid to me, but he had this whole other career and was actually doing really well on the day that he passed. So it's extremely, yes, there's something like that. I feel that, Camila, I hope I'm saying your name right. I get mixed up with Kamala. I can't spell any of them. They're the same. Um, he's Yeah, he was such a good kid. And it's just weird because we literally were talking about some of his friends that were in a band, I call it a band, it's a rap group, but that worked with him. And so the night before it was so weird because we had this real animated conversation about him. And so the next day to find that out was horrifying. But he was spoken about really good the night before. And apparently the night before he was in concert and he took his grandma to the concert with him. I call grandma and Deanna, my friend. He took her, she was his grandmother, but a young grandmother. He took her to the concert, and they were backstage at the Fonda Theater and he was performing. And so it was a good night. And that was horrific, devastating and horrific thing. And so prayers for their family. Yeah, no, it's really, really sad. Cute kid. I say kid. He's an adult man, but I say kid because I'm way older, so I can say that. Yeah, no, it's so great that they were hanging out together before that. So great. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that because I've been kind of sidetracked from that. So Bobby and I and Deanna, and even I'm going to shout out Jen out there. Jen, if you're watching, have all been getting information about the circumstances, etc. So yeah, the poor family over Christmas is making funeral arrangements. I'm also going to shout out, no, nobody took the vaccine, I don't think. I believe that family is not a vaccine family. So, I don't know that though. I didn't ask that question. That's very interesting, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's terrible. Just, yeah, it was just really interesting. I was blown away. It's actually like I got hit in the head. It feels like, yeah, just weird. Yeah, Keith was definitely at his birthday party. And I literally, Deanna and I were at her house late that night on the 19th. I had class, so I came by after the class. I have classes. Anyway, you know that. I take all these ridiculous classes. But anyway, I was laughing because I could almost feel Jesse saying, oh my God, come on, get it right. Because we were doing computer stuff and I just could feel like, he's like, how stupid are these two on the computer? So yeah, it was just terrible. But anyway, Bobby helped us. Elijah helped us. You guys don't know Elijah. He's a computer whiz. He helped us. And hopefully there is a positive outcome to it, given what it is. But you should look him up. You should look him up. His name, his stage name, I guess is what they call it in rap. His rap name was Say So the Max. So go hit up the music. Listen, it's rap. It's not country, thank God. And it's not heavy metal. I do love the heavy metal, but it's not that. But anyway, listen, it's actually really interesting. I like rap, and Keithy loved rappers. And a lot of these kids want to be rappers, So there's, poor Deanna. She needs the prayers. Her family needs the prayers. Jesse's parents need the prayers. His little brothers need the prayers. So the entire family. So that was very sad at Christmas. It's just sad when that happens. And a lot of people have heartache at Christmas. It's weird. Christmas is hard for our family because we have Keith's birthday the week before Christmas. And when you have Christmas, was he Asian? No, he's not Asian, but that's an interesting question. No, he's not Asian. He's a mixed kid. He's half mixed, half mixed. That's it. Mix and mix. He's got a mix. Anyway, Christmas is difficult. It's difficult for anybody who's had any kind of sorrow. Any holiday is difficult, period, okay? Yeah, I know what they say. They can say what they want, but here's something I want you guys to understand. Most of the time we read stuff online. I will say this. We read stuff online. Now, it's impossible for anyone to know what happened because Deanna was the one with him when he passed, as in when she woke up, he was passed. But they come in a few hours before from the concert. So she knows the state of her grandson. So when they write that online, that is what they're assuming. It's not what actually the coroner says, because just to say a thing, even when Keith died, it was like 8 weeks until we got a coroner's report with the toxicology. And they don't do a full tox screen in Los Angeles, but they do text for everything from weed to alcohol to fentanyl to cocaine to maybe a couple other things. And they do a brief thing with the organs. Like they check, what was in the stomach, what was in the liver, what was in the kidneys. That's what they did with Keith. And they told me, and by the way, they can't even measure marijuana. So what they told me with the marijuana thing, because I asked that question, I said, what about all these fuckers smoking marijuana, driving their cars around, right? So they can't measure it because they don't have a measure for marijuana, at least on a tox screen. That's what they told me at that time, because I asked so many darn questions. But anyway, they're writing a bunch of stuff, and it's not been determined, because people do have pre-existing conditions. They have all kinds of things. So when you read it, take it with a grain of salt, because the person who was there, okay, the person who was there when he passed, as in the environment and in the house, knows the position of the body and what was found, and understands that what people write may be different. Things may be different. Oh, I'm sorry, Steffi. I'm sorry about that. That's horrible. Christmas is just stupid. But when they write it like that, they're assuming things because of a person's past behavior. Now, what I always teach you, okay, what I always teach you guys is whatever your behavior is, if you pass away in your life down here, they're going to blame your behavior over here. That does not mean it's true. A lot of people say this. I mean, look what they said about Chris Cornell. He took a Xanax and he hung himself with his exercise, with his thigh rope thing that, or band thing. Sure he did. That's why he had 7 broken ribs and a cut to the back of his head, because that's fucking normal. So that's a lie. See, they try to blame the addiction on this because everybody doesn't question it, because they don't want to question it, okay? Because they don't know. But I can tell you, the person that was in the room with him knows and saw that, and that what's being written is not anything to do with what happened. So you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, no, Chris Cornell. I mean, that's what they said. They said his addiction got him. He went and took a Valium after the concert, or Xanax or something. Sure he did, because that's what made him kill himself. Okay? Yeah, okay, sure. I don't know who Elton is. Are you talking about Elton John? Who cares? But anyway, yeah, Jesse was a good kid. He was trying, and I always wished good for that kid. Like, I wanted to see him come out on top. So it's rather disheartening. Sometimes people do have pre-existing conditions, but here's the problem. Let's say this, and I'll tell you this because this happened to another friend of ours. I'm not going to say the name of this person, but this person was in an accident, and I guess they were on something in the accident, and I don't know. I don't know what they were on. I don't even know. But this happened like 2 years ago. Anyway, the person was in a car accident, and they were not at fault. So they had the right of way. They had all of, the correct way across. But because they tested dirty in the test that they do when they take you to the jail or whatever, and the other person passed away, the blame goes all on that person just because you smoked weed, or just because you had a drink that went over. Okay, so 2 drinks. Or just because whatever. That's why when you get in a car, a vehicle, or anything, which has nothing to do with what I was talking about before, you have to be careful what you do, because people will take this and say, yeah, now you're accountable. They never look for the truth. They're just like, yeah, this is accountable. And it's bullshit, actually, because when you don't if you cause the accident, that's one thing. But like if you have a green light and someone drives into you, then that's not your fault. No matter what you have in your body, because you have the green light, technically the right of way, and you are crossing the street. And so that actually happened. That person is facing jail time right now. And it's ridiculous, because the person who hit him was not only speeding. And now that's another thing. When you're speeding, you have like a 10, 15 mile grace period. If you're going let's say you're going 100 in a 50-mile zone, then you're given no license in court. In other words, you caused the accident because you were speeding. Do you see what I'm saying? You caused the accident because you were speeding. Do you get it? Yeah, that's bullshit. Even if the person was the one who caused it, because you were speeding over 20 miles an hour, it now is your fault. So yeah, yes, I know, but it's so weird. So weird. So weird. Yeah, let's see. It's very strange. But you literally have to watch what you do, because people will use it against you and say you are this because you did this back then. And you might have been 15 or 16 or fucking 20. So what if you did this back then? What the fuck does that have to do with right now? That doesn't exist. What does that have to do with right now? But they will use it against you. So remember that. Remember that. Remember that. They will use it against you. So it's terrible. Yeah, you can go visit Lilydale. Yeah, it's weird. It's bizarre. No, I was just talking about a random person that if you're under the influence of anything at any point in your life and somebody causes an accident in front of you, you take the blame. Did you hear about the case? Just speaking of it, did you hear about the case? There was a kid, there were 4 of them in the car. And I don't know what state it was in, but this happened like in 2022. So there were 4 21, 20, 19, and 22-year-olds in the car, 4 of them. They were on the freeway, and then this drunk bitch man who's in his 50s with his dumb fucking girlfriend, they're drinking in a bar all day like a bunch of losers. They get on the freeway going the wrong way. I forget the name of the case. So they're going the wrong way. People are calling it in. They're like, this person is going the wrong way on the freeway, or there's like a Toyota, blah, 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 going the wrong way. So the kids the kids are coming down the freeway the correct way, right? Drunk dude and his chick are driving this way. They crash into the kids, kill 3 out of 4. So the driver of the car going the correct way, he lives, but his girlfriend and his 2 friends, they die. Not his fault. Drunk driver gets less time than driver of the car, because the driver of the car was fucking speeding, okay? So however they clock it, he was going 80 miles an hour at the time of the accident. But here's the fucking thing. If you've been on a freeway in the middle of the night or whatever, it's open, okay? I can drive to Palm Springs in the middle of the night and I could go 110, and I guarantee you probably nobody is going to pass in front of me. So the wrong way driver, it's a case, look it up. Yeah, that's the story. That Mona, that's fucking crazy. The wrong way drunk driver, he gets off. The kid driving the car because he was speeding is considered guilty for vehicle manslaughter and is going to jail. Wisconsin, thank you. And he's going to jail for like 30 years. He's like 22. Fuck the system. Fuck them. It's absurd. That's what I'm saying. So you can't always believe what you read, especially look what they said about Marilyn Monroe. Oh, she was a drug addict. She took 50 pills. I was 10. I mean, I wasn't 10 when she died. I wasn't born when she died. But when I was 10, I knew that she was murdered, okay? She's not swallowing 50 fucking pills, all right? It's fucking common sense. She had no water there. So they called her a drug addict too. So you got to be a little bit careful when you say shit like that, because if somebody's saying that somebody died of an overdose, I mean, I would be thinking, what the fuck? How do you know that? Why? Did you give them something? Are you guilty? Why are you saying that shit? Why are you so sure of that? Yeah, Marilyn on an empty stomach, right? Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever. I mean, they say all kinds of thing. Oh, Tony Busby? Well, I know someone who knows him. Anyway, he is what he is. You know, he is what, yeah, she swallowed all those pills without water, right? Yeah, okay. Okay, sure. But they do that. They make it up, and they'll call you a drug addict if you have any history of drug addiction. That's what they'll call you. Of course they killed her. Of course they killed her. That's my point. And they will take you over here, and they will take this and say it's that when it's not. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, it was totally staged. It was totally staged. It's weird. It's weird what they do. It's just weird. I know. They did kill Judy Garland. Her mom, I don't even know what to say with those people. Ridiculous. Yeah, she didn't have anything in her stomach either. I know, right? It's stupid. The lawyer, I mean, he's doing the cases. P. Diddy's not getting out. And no, Trump will not be pardoning P. Diddy. Please. Jay-Z, learn how to spell the word psychic. Shout out to Jay-Z. Psychic. You spelt it incorrectly. Some of us psychics know shit. When we get shit, we know shit. But you spelt it incorrectly, Jay-Z. Yeah. And if it's not proof to you that his wife, baby Beyonce, whatever the fuck her name is, she changed her name back to her maiden name. Why? Aren't you supposed to stick with your husband through thick and thin? I'm just asking, what do I know? But she changed her name. I personally didn't change my name in my divorce because my kids carry my married last name. So she's changing her name now. Wow. Why? Why is she doing that? What? I know. Spell it right? Why is she doing that? Exactly. Why? Just asking. So, yeah, no, it probably lied to her. Yeah, okay, no, he didn't lie to her. Okay, this is something, I'm going to say this. It's going to offend a lot of fucking people. So, one of the women I knew in the group home that I stayed in for 8 months. So, when I got caught by the police, I was court ordered into a group home. She dealt with 12 girls in her home. She had 3 of her own kids. And most of us were in there for things like sexual abuse in the home. There were prostitutes in the home. There were all of those kinds of things. She's like, yeah, the mother always knows. The mother doesn't want to see. Bebe knows. She knows everything, unless you're telling me she's dumb as a brick. Is she dumb as a brick? Yeah. That's it. I know, Kathy White. Here's Aurora K. Here's how you gain the attitude of not caring. Stop caring. Stop caring. What are you going to do? Stop caring. Yeah, no, Beyonce's involved. Come on. She's in the industry, and you got that video of Adele talking to her, thanking her. The fuck are you all thanking Beyonce for? Is she responsible for your singing voice? Fuck that. Fuck you. I'm not thanking you. I got my career myself if I'm Adele. Why is she thanking her? Why are all these people fucking thanking Beyonce? I need to understand it. Like, were they not born with their own ability, God-given ability, but then they got to thank Bebe because what? She's the Gestapo? She's the fascist of the Grammy Awards? Like, she's the woman who, what? You can't pass go without this stupid woman's say-so? Like, who are you? I mean, please. Who are you? Yeah, no, I know she's a witch. They don't frighten me. Nobody frightens me. You do what you got to do, and I'll do what I got to do. So every time you come, oh my God, Flo. Is Flo back? Thank you, Flo. Shit, I just missed that. I'm seeing you guys say it. Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you for that. I don't know what happened to Elon Musk. Did something happen to him? I don't know. Of course, it's a coven, and they're instead of Freemasons, they're Eastern Stars. So I get all of that. I get what they're doing, but they're not as powerful as God's. So they're not as powerful as God's chosen. They're going against God, and no one cares about Beyonce. The Grammys should be appalled. Like, if everybody got to stop and say, Beyonce, I'm going to thank her. Like, I will not thank you for my gift because you did not give me my gift. If I'm Adele, well, you didn't give me a gift, did you? Did you give me a gift? I don't think you did. I think I was born singing. Like, I personally can't sing, so I would have to thank somebody. I would have to thank somebody because I don't sing, right? The lawyer is doing what he's doing. Now, personally, I've heard about him through mutual acquaintances of his that have worked with him. I am suffocating in here. It's so hot. Oh my God, I feel like Samantha on Sex in the City when she's like, are you going through menopause? Yeah, definitely sweating. Anyway, the lawyer is doing his job. So who cares what he is or what he isn't, as long as he's bringing Diddy. And Diddy's not going to get out of it. There's like 400 charges. And J-Lo's not going to get out of it. Snoop Dogg is not going to get out of it. Snoop Dogg hasn't been mentioned yet. Snoop Dogg is going to be caught up in it. Jay-Z is next. But we know that. I've said that. And who cares about the lawyer? The lawyer is the lawyer. Now, I'm assuming they're all connected to be connected to the cases. But the lawyer is doing what he's doing. He's literally going out there and doing what he's doing, right? So is Elon Musk a reptilian? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. Yeah, what's his name? Senna? Yeah, you can see they wear the dress. What's his name? Oprah's buddy. What the hell is that guy's name? The billionaire. What the hell is his name? Tyler Perry. As soon as they put on chicks' clothes, you know that. As soon as they run around in a skirt mocking women, it's mocking women. Why do they mock women? Denzel can fuck off too. Oh, I went to a Diddy party, but I left early. Denzel, why did you leave early? Well, because I saw things that didn't go right with me. And yet you did what about it? What did you do? Did you call the police? Did you tell people about it? What did you do? Denzel, what did you do? What did you do? Oh, Stedman's the beard for Oprah and Gail. That's kind of obvious. God, I'm sweating, you all. Oh my God. It's like I just lost weight here, sitting here. Jamie Foxx was almost poisoned. Do you know what's interesting though? I'm like, seriously, think about it. Oh my God, Flo, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Who's a pastor? Tyler? Yeah, if you go to his church, don't do it. Is that who you're talking about? Yeah, Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, he's full of shit too. Russell Brand, I kind of know some behind the scenes. I have a girlfriend that partnered with him in a shelter, and he's a little bit problematic. He didn't do anything. He kind of took off, so that's okay. Thank you, Flo, for that. Thank you so much. Yeah, LeBron James is a bitch. LeBron James, there ain't nothing like a Diddy party. Why are you saying that? Why are you wearing pizza? Why are you talking about pizza parties like they did at the Oscar? And why are you saying what you said? And why are you taking time out for family issues? Family issues. Is this because you're afraid you're going to get caught? Doing what on film? Now, let's look at this in a different way. Do you remember way back in the day? I wouldn't tell you the name of the actor because I did not want to put it out there. But in videos going back a couple of years, I told you that one of my musician friends told me about an actor that I had worked for briefly one time. I'm talking like reading, okay? And he said that early on in this person's career, that he had been set up on tape in a situation that was nothing he would be doing, okay? Like he was set up to look like he was doing sex when he thought he was having sex with adults up here, but somebody was down here by his guy parts. And so it was like a bait and switch. And so he was blackmailed his entire career. Yeah, Alexandra, you got it right. He was blackmailed his entire career because of this. And my musician friend, who's a very well-known musician, told me, yeah, you didn't know that. And I said, well, I think I met him 2016. Anyway, so my musician friend said that's why he's been paying this bill off for this person's family because of that. Okay, now, suddenly, well, that's not actually his fault. If I'm a guy and I'm going to fuck a bunch of women, have a threesome, a foursome, a fivesome, whatever these people do, think of ecstasy, think of raves, all of that shit. And I think I'm with adults because I'm staring at a woman's face right here. But somebody puts a child in this part down here, and I assume it's one of the ladies I'm with, then why would that be my fault? It's a setup, okay? It's a setup, and this is the shit they do. So when they do that, then they use it. But why do these celebrities have trouble talking? And what is with the dementia of Robin Williams, Wendy Williams, Robin and Wendy Williams, and Bruce Willis, and even the way that Ozzy speaks at time? What is that? Is that electric shock therapy gone wrong, or is that brain probing with some kind of instrument like a Francis Farmer thing? It's not like these people are beyond doing it. Now, I happen to know another person who is not famous in front of the camera, but worked in Hollywood and went and took deliberately through the pipeline. No, it's not lots of drugs. I mean, no, there's something else going on there. No, it's not witchcraft. It's actual damage to the frontal lobe. So the way that you do it could be DARPA. You're right about that. It's electric something in the brain area. So electric shock. I actually know people in the industry that were convinced to go for electric shock to help their depression, and they could hardly fucking function. I talked to them. Several people, I had several clients that worked in the industry that went for electric shock therapy and would call me because they couldn't remember who they were. They remembered to call and they remembered bits and pieces, but they could not remember who they were. And it was really interesting to hear the tonality of their voice and hear what happened, how it went. So is that what's going on? Is that what's going on? Maybe you're going to say something, and is that, yeah, it does. I know that for a fact. Like, we know 3 people, and I think this is what they do. They think it cures depression. So it's like rebooting a computer. But what if you do it wrong? Like, remember the actress, it alters your personality. Abso-fucking-lutely. Don't let them touch your brain. So remember Frances Farmer, the actress? She used to go wild. She was like a whiskey drinking, card playing woman, man. Like, she didn't take no shit. She wouldn't show up. She didn't let the directors boss her. She didn't like fall down and go, oh my God, yes, I'm going to do everything you say. So they gave her a partial lobotomy. She still lived after that. She still functioned, but she functioned like a dementia patient. Ketamine, again, back in 2010, I had a client that worked in Malibu, a psychiatrist client. She was actually the sister of a client of mine. And she was introducing ketamine to teenagers. Yeah, because it's going to help you. See, psychiatry is, and Tom Cruise, even though he fucks fish, but anyway, Tom Cruise, look that up if you don't believe me. Please look that up. I can. And like Bobby says, probably Nicole put a demon on Tom Cruise, and that's why he fucks fish. But I didn't make that story up. You guys go research it. But anyway, Tom Cruise, he was very correct in saying psychiatry is not good. All with an ice pick. Thank you, Flo. Oh my God. That's what I think they do. I think that's what happened to Bruce. The ketamine, the psychiatry, like Tom Cruise said, he's correct. Psychiatry is the medicating of the brain due to the way that you respond. So talk therapy is the non-medical approach, and EMDR and somatic healing are the body's physical energetic meridian lines, acupuncture, the body's meridian lines to cure it. So I feel it's more important to do that than to do anything a psychiatrist said. Unless, of course, you're having a psychotic break. I've had a few, and so there you go. I know Flo is so generous. It's wonderful. Thank you, Flo. Thank you for that. Yeah, see, Bruce Willis had an overall deal with the studios, which an overall is like 5 movies he has to complete with that particular studio, and he could no longer do it. So they worked him till the very end of what he could do, and then they shut him down. Wendy Williams is interesting. She went after P. Diddy, like on the lithium, exactly. She went after P. Diddy in the beginning. She was right. She was fucking right? And now look at her. What's going on with that? They even took her conservatorship away. How did she get like that? And when they become alcoholics like that, why are they becoming alcoholics? Probably withdrawal can cause that. Absolutely. J-Lo dated P. Diddy back in 99. And John said, while watching it on news, the only reason that woman has a career is because she didn't snitch on Diddy. That tells you something. People could see it back then. We were old and we were watching it on the news at the time. Of course, Tina Knowles knows. They all know. They're in on it. They're in on it. The parents sell their kids out. That's what they do. They're like, here, take my offspring and fuck them up. So P. Diddy has this thing where, can you imagine? Like, look what they say about fentanyl. They say if you touch fentanyl, the cops wear gloves, right? So when they go into like a drug lab or whatever, not even a lab, a drug house, right? A flop house, you call it something else, a track house, I call it flop house, whatever it is, they wear gloves. So imagine if you're at P. Diddy's house and you're not wearing gloves and he says, here, have some hand lotion. Bitch is drugging you. So now we can't even use hand lotion. Thanks, Trap House. Yeah. Thanks, P. Diddy, because he's drugging everything. Everything in the cousin he drugs. And it's not him. He's a scapegoat. So Diddy is all the way down here in however you want to, I don't know how you want to word it. There's others pulling the string. Politicians. There are government officials. There are other countries pulling the strings. There are Clive Davis. There's David Geffen. There's Biden. There's go all over the world. People supply kids. Hugh Hefner was designed to entice men to live a lifestyle that he presented, and he was just an old gay guy, okay? Hefner liked men and watched gay porn, lived in a filthy house and had women around him doing stuff, but watching guy porn in the background. So Hefner don't even like women. But you see his whole presentation is like, look at me in my silk coat or silk bathrobe. Dude, put some clothes on, you fuck. Put some put some clothes on. Dude. Put some clothes on, right? So that guy literally was a CIA operative. Now his house had the tunnels all under Hollywood, and they are under there. I'm going to say it again. When the vice president came into Los Angeles, hi Tim, when the vice president came into Los Angeles, she was scurried around underneath the city. I know this because my family member was on the security detail, but he was on the security detail on the back end. He was stopped at certain doors that went further underground. That's factual. That's not even up for debate. That's how they move around. That's how Obama gets around. That's how whoever gets around underneath the city. Toronto's exactly like that. Like, I grew up in Toronto. I know what the city all underneath. So when you're looking at it, understand there is another set of tunnels that goes on way, way, way underground that none of us know about. And that's where my family member was stopped. Also understand the studios in Los Angeles are specifically, yay, you're pregnant, are specifically designed to hook up with the Democratic Party. If you work at the studios or you work in Hollywood, you cannot say you're a Republican. You cannot be anything but voting for the Clintons or Biden or Obama or whoever the fuck. If you say I have a differing opinion, you will lose your movie deals. You will not get paid. You will not get hired. So you got to smile and go. That's why they do that. Here's another good point. So when you look at Eminem, for example, and he gets paid to stand up for the vice president, right? He gets paid to do that. So he's like, I'm going to vote for this bitch, right? And they give him $1.5 million. Is that really Eminem? Because the Eminem that you and I know, the 8 Mile Eminem, that fucking Eminem, that dude, he's way worth more than $1.5 million, right? So yeah, there is an underground mall in Toronto. Everything's still underground. So if Eminem, it's a clone. That's why they paid the clone so little money. Another thing, and this was brought to my attention by a TikToker, and I cannot remember who it is, honestly, but Pamela Anderson running around with no makeup on. She looks average for her age. I am her age. Technically, she's like 2 years younger, but anyway, I'm her age, okay? So she looks like a woman who was somewhat health conscious, and she looks like a woman normal for that age, in spite of what people say, right? Why is she running around like that when she was such a gorgeous creature with all the makeup on? And I'm sorry, I do like a lot of makeup, but she had that hair and she was just stunning. Why is she doing that? What if she knows about clones? Yeah, she looks healthy. She looks fine, but she looks her age. I'm her age. She looks her age, okay? Me without my makeup, I look the same. She looks the same. This is what a 50-something-year-old woman looks like without makeup. It's not, if you treat yourself right, if you're a meth head, you're not going to look like that, okay? If you're slamming drugs down your veins, you're not going to look like that. So Why is she doing that when she was such a, beautifully peacocked looking woman, right? Gorgeous. Do you know why she's doing that? Because she doesn't want to get cloned. So she's saying right out there, this is what I look like. That's what she's saying. I'm not going to put a bunch of makeup on and make myself look different because then they will take me and clone me. And I heard that theory. I'm like, that makes sense to me. That totally makes sense to me. She doesn't want to be cloned. They take you. You're going to have to research cloning and Clonade and what they do. But when you see Lindsay Lohan and Christina Aguilera, those are not the same people. And what's her name from Canada? Oh, Shania Twain. And I'm like trying to pull the name out of my head. These people are, I mean, there's no way that they have aged backwards like that. No, and just no. Kate Beckinsale, I'm sorry, no. You cannot exercise or get a facelift Donatella Versace unless they're like doctoring her pictures. She did paint in her eyebrows, so we'll give her that. But no, I don't think you give permission when you've when you've signed a contract. I think they take your DNA and replace you against your will. Bernie Mac, that's what he talked about, and then he was gone and dead. They just take you and shut you down. They shut you down. They just take your genetic strands, take you down into one of those underground cities, one of those underground tunnels where they have a lab, and that's what they do. They just murder you and then present you back out there with your DNA in a different form, into a different vehicle. And yes, I believe it. So if you want to call me crazy, then you can. But I don't know, Bill Clinton in 2001, and I quote, "There shall be no human cloning." And he signed a bill to that effect. Why did he sign that bill? I mean, if it's all bullshit, why? Why? Why did he sign that? Why did he sign that? Exactly. Why? And it's different versions. I forget which rapper I heard, but one of the rappers said he was on his third version of himself. So they're kind of aware of who they are, but not quite. And they look different when you see it. So I think Pamela is out there like, here's my face on blast, and it can't be covered up with makeup because people can interchange makeup and make themselves look like people. You've seen it like on TikTok with the people that go, do that kind of thing, right? They can really kind of make themselves look a particular way. You've seen it. So yeah, they look different. It's a human shell, and what they're doing is stealing consciousness, and they're trying to create from your genetic structure. So there's like some kind of genetic structure that they're taking, and they're trying to create another human, and they break down, aka Michael Jackson. That's why in the video with Michael Jackson, I said part of him doesn't know what he's doing. That's why he doesn't know what he's doing. Not only is it MK Ultra, but it's also repositioning him in society. That's why they kept doing the fucked up plastic surgery, because how the fuck are you going to know if that's him or not? If someone does that to their nose and looks like that, how are you going to know if that's them? They look crazy and they wear a mask over their face. I mean, remember? So yeah, they do it with babies too. It's yeah, it's their latest attempt to get the soul, but you can never get the soul. I mean, you just can't get it. So it's kind of interesting. Madonna's an interesting case. Yeah, I don't know. Might be why Alicia Keys went without makeup. I have no idea if Dr. Phil's a good guy or not. I don't know. Sorry. I worked at the studio. I'm moving again. I worked at the studios in Paramount, but didn't have personal interaction with him to understand. I'm sure there's tunnels underneath everything. The funniest meme I saw, and my father-in-law told me this. John's father told me this like when I was like in my 20s. So I thought he was insane. He said, we did not go to the moon. I said, oh, come on. He's like, we didn't go to the moon. And I'm like, because Nassau was one of my favorite places. I was like, I got to go to Florida. I got to show the kids Nassau. It was kind of hollow when we were there. But anyway, when you look at those pictures, understand that they're in a space shuttle, right? On the moon. And they're out there and they're calling Nixon on a dial rotary phone. Okay, my cell phone won't work when I drive down the hill from one house to another. It won't work. So how is that possible? It's not a matter of who is good and who isn't. Why are you idolizing people online? Why? The Pope is a Satan, okay? He's a demon. The Pope is a demon going around like that, opening the door. We haven't opened it. Okay, hello, Pope, whatever your name is. How is the camera facing your face when you're opening the door if you haven't opened it? Just a question from an idiot over here in California. How is that happening, right? So when they talk about opening portals, they're opening doorways to dimensions. People are too stupid to know it. They don't teach that. The Catholic Church is satanic, period, in every way that you can think of it. And the Pope doing that and then talking about Lucifer's grave, he's got it all flipped upside down. Just a big fucking lie. Why are Pope Francis? Yeah, that fucking idiot. Stop listening to him. He runs around in, again, a robe, basically a woman's house coat, incense, fucking speaking in Latin, and you don't think he's doing spell casting? And you think God wants that man running around with those hats doing that shit in the name of God and religion? You're out of your mind. That's not how it works. That's a man-made satanic concept. And that's what the Catholic Church is. Nobody opens portals. That fucker did not say, I'm opening a door in the bottom of the Vatican, like a door, right? Or a tunnel. What he said is a portal. I know what he is. He said a fucking portal. Oh my God, that's a spiritual door. This idiot says a portal. And people go, and they believe this idiot. So weird. So weird. And I'm sorry, he's part of the Red Shoe Club. I'm sorry. I just can't. And with those hats. And with their dark circles under their eyes. And a vow of poverty. You fuckers make more money. Vatican is so rich that it's its own country. By the way, the Vatican has a wall around it. Those fuckers can have a wall. But when they talk about us and our wall to protect our borders, they're like, no wall around America. Well, Vatican, take down your wall, bitches. Take your wall down. No, they're not gonna. They're not going to. They're gonna leave their wall up because they're special. Also, they removed the female in the 1700s, the female wives of the priests. The priests didn't used to all be gay and child molesters. Yeah, you heard me right. The priests were married. So the married priests often were outlived by the wives. So the Vatican forbid marriage in the priesthood because why? The wives inherited all the money from the men, the priests, and the priests usually passed away first. So, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly right. Now all the money goes back to the Vatican. That's right. And they have a wall around there. And he opened portals. He didn't say I went down to the basement and opened these doors, these tombs. He said portals. And people are fucking stupid. I'm like, he's like, oh, it's just a word. I'm like, just shut up. I can't have these conversations. It's right in our face. It's like literally right in our face. You can't be slapped more with that. So it's ridiculous to follow that religion. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know what they found under Notre Dame. I wasn't even paying attention. All of the sodomy that you find in the churches and these religions with these men. Sorry, men. It's not all men. It's these men in religion. But all of these underground churches and the participation of all of that, what that's about is sodomy ritual and attacking the chakra system through your behind all the way up to the crown chakra to stop you from being able to access the higher realms. So that's what they're doing. They're fucking the children, and the priest should be, yes, the priest should be ashamed. The Vatican should be ashamed because they let these pedos move from neighborhood to neighborhood, spreading perversion. Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting. I don't know what Beyonce did. I didn't watch her. I know what they say. I'm sure these people do rituals every day. I'm pretty sure that's what they do. You know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, the panda eyes is for children, though. You know, children. Jay Leno just got it. I think we saw him driving up the street in one of his cars. He's in the neighborhood. He's over by the Burbank airport, and he has like, that just shows you he has ad nauseum cars in garages. He hires people to drive the cars. Why do you need so many cars? Why do we think that that's fucking normal that he made that much money and what he chooses to do is be a pig and buy a bunch of cars? I do not care that you like Jay Leno. I do not care. Why does this bitch have all those cars? Why? That should tell you the level of greed. They're starving people, but he's got car after car after car after car after car. Oprah will go down. I cannot send it. Oh my God. I like literally, yes. Okay. Sorry. I just got a headache. Anyway, don't you guys wonder, right? All of this. I wonder it all the time. I wonder. Okay, I have such a headache, y'all. I think I have a huge headache. Huge. Yeah, don't take drugs. Never take. Oh my God, my website's being worked on. It's like being taken down. I'm like looking at my website. I'm like, oh. So if my website looks weird, it's because we're redoing stuff. Oh no, there it is. Some of it might be being redone. I just found this. Oh, y'all, I'm super tired. Okay. Drones. The drones are for the government. You know that. You have to know that. You have to know it. Project Bluebeam. They make up shit. Do not listen to the government. Never, ever listen to the government. The government lies on every fucking level. Remember, I do need to hydrate more. Remember War of the Worlds, Orson Welles? Remember that? Everybody listening to the radio thought there was an alien invasion. They've already tried that. There are aliens. They're dimensional. They're not coming with drones. And if the drones were not government, we'd be hearing about it. Elon Musk's brother owns a drone company. I forget the name of it. NOLA. I want to say it's something like that. Nova something. Anyway, that's Elon Musk's drone company. Aliens have been here. They're dimensional. They don't come from the sky. They come through portals. Interesting. And the Pope just opened portals. So that's interesting. But the drones are government operative things that they're working on. Yeah, they're doing shit. Who cares what they do? Flip the government off every chance you get. Just flip them off. When you see a drone, flip them off. Why you respect these people for? Don't respect them. They don't deserve your respect. They've done nothing for you. They've done nothing for you. Look at the money you pay. How do I feel about RFK Jr.? He's fine. I mean, anybody in government I'm not a fan of. So just understand that. If you're a politician, I think you're garbage. I don't care why you want to run. I don't give a shit. I'm not under the belief that human beings need to be contained by big daddies, especially white men, telling us what to do. I don't need a daddy. I didn't have a daddy growing up. I didn't have parents growing up. I don't need them now. I don't need them telling me. I can conduct myself accordingly. They have no control. What they have control is over making you feel fearful and extracting your energy so that you can't progress and follow your God path. And you stay stuck on your human path. So you don't even see what you're supposed to be here to do. That's how gross they are, right? That's how gross. So it's gross. Anyway, you all, I must run. Why, you ask? Because I think I'm super tired and thirsty. That's why. I've literally had no energy. So, all right, y'all. That's it. The government, screw them. I mean, they force us into, do you realize if you buy a car, you pay taxes on your car when you buy it new. Then you sell it again, you pay a tax to let go of it. The people that buy it pay a tax, and you continue to pay taxes. How the fuck did those people get that kind of authority over the only way that we can live on this planet? Right? Right. Exactly. All right, you guys, I will see you after the new year. I'm trying to get shit done. It's very hard. I'm trying to answer your questions. If I've missed something or whatever, I'm checking, I'm trying, I'm doing the best I can, honestly. And thank you all for, I've got a stack of Christmas cards I have not opened yet because I just went to the post office. That's how late I was. I couldn't get there. I just didn't have time because I had to go buy gifts. I didn't have to. I was going to buy gifts. All right, you guys. Peace out. I will talk to you soon. Yes, I'm going to try to write a list of videos I'm going to do for this coming year, and I have no idea who, why, or what. Okay, bye, you guys. Mwah. Merry after Christmas. Don't eat any more sugar. I got to tell myself that. That's a message for me, personally. Bye, you guys. Bye. Thank you all. Thank you, Flo, for that. Thank you guys so much.